And then when they came back, they realized the computers were talking to each other in an unrecognizable language that they had realized that English was too inefficient to communicate in. So they had just made up their own machine language to talk.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little horrifying.
Yeah, so Facebook shut that. They said they shut that experiment down because they had come up with their own language.
Yeah, people need to chill with that,
what
man.
they were talking about too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have details on that other than that they let that out.
I wonder if at one point they realized the humans were listening.
Yo, they're here, man. They're here. They're here.
We would talk to each other in our own quasi-binary language.
That's
like, hey guys, what are you
man.
talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
He's going to unplug you, run.
Yo, that's like that's like when you talk Spanish around like native English speakers. So you don't hear what the fuck you're talking about. Oh man. All right. Actually, we're live, by the way. What's going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 209. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, which I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Yo, man, that's a little bit of that taste of that early on talk.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Brett Murdoch.
Yep, this is how we spend our time.
Yep. And Adam Vale.
What's up, people?
All right, man. You're gonna get more cold openings until I get my 2-screen action. See, Brett, that I do need 2 screens for that.
See, there you go.
But yeah, we're here. We're gonna answer some questions. But before that, because I'm still setting up here, Chris, you've been playing some Castlevania for us, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. So today I did it. I beat Dracula in Rondo of Blood.
And you
finished
beat
that
it,
game.
and you beat him again in the recap.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. It only took me 30
2
seconds.
times.
Like that was a good juxtaposition, just so you can see the difference in the 2 games. You have the same fight, right? But with Richter in that game and the enhancements to the special moves and everything, I killed Dracula in under 30 seconds in that fight. Like, I mean, you're meant to win that fight. You could lose it, but it's so hard to lose it, and you're so powerful that I just literally just Hydra stormed him to death. You just like whooped his ass. He didn't stand a chance. The other one, it was challenging. Yeah, and I played Symphony of the Night for about like 3.5 hours, I guess, or so today, and I'll keep playing it.
Finish it up.
You made some really good headway. Like, you cleared up a lot of that map.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do is get the items, because I didn't want to finish the game. I could have just fought Richter there and got the bad ending, but there's the whole upside down castle, so I'll do the game properly. So next time I stream, I'll just keep going.
Nice.
Yeah, we also had a really good like a fan who beat the game 120 times.
What
right?
the fuck?
Yeah. He finished the game 112 times. He was telling me all this shit. Like, he was like, do this move and do up, down, left, right, square. And I didn't know he could do half that shit he was telling me in the chat.
Yeah.
This guy was serious then.
Oh yeah, he knew that game left, right, and crooked.
I'm telling you, for every game, there's somebody who's a master at that.
Oh
game.
yeah.
Doesn't matter how good, how bad the game is. There is always someone out there.
Yeah, because I know there's some Twitch channels out there that, one of their little rules is that, they can't provide commentary like that. Like, no backseat gaming. No, we encourage that shit. Please backseat game. That thing's fucking awesome to us. Like, damn, because we respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you mastered it on that level and you want to impart that knowledge on me. Please share.
Sharing is caring.
School.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it used to be.
If we were sitting in a room, if we were all sitting in a room, we'd probably be like, yo, man, did you know you could do this? And you're like, oh shit, yeah. Or did you look up in the corner over there? That's where you're probably gonna be heading.
Yeah, that's old school gaming right there. I remember when I streamed Shadow of the Colossus, I forgot how to beat these motherfuckers. Guys in the chat were telling me how to do it. It was great. Awesome. Also, I'm going to say this at the end of the show, and we're going to say it on Thursday, but I'm going to say it now because, not everybody sticks around for the whole show. Manny, Anime, NYC.
Yes, I am going to be at Anime NYC this Friday. and I'm gonna be doing, selling some prints, saying hello to folks, drawing some things for people, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. And if all goes, if the weather willing, Tony might show up for.
Oh yes, yeah. That's the other fun thing. I will be at not my real first anime con, because they had one at New York at Convention Center
back in the day. Yeah,
but yeah, I'll be there on Friday as well. I'm not gonna be going as press, so you will see me on the show floor. So that'll be fun. I think the weather should be fine, because last Friday, whoo, man, we had that fucking storm. That was brutal.
Speaking of last Friday, I was actually in New York City for a little podcast / show called by these wonderful guys called Egghead Entertainment. They do a show very similar to our show, which is like Throwdown, but they do a lot of pop culture and entertainment, and they get a lot of folks throughout the industry to come up. So they asked me and a couple other folks, who I know, and we just talked about what was going on, just like, announcements of movies and all kinds of, fun little comic bullshit. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I think it's up. I'll let you know in the future what happens to that. All right, guys.
Awesome stuff. All right, what's going on, people in the chat? We got my man Fergus in the house, Mighty Nerd, and All Day Digital, man. What's going on? All right, and speaking about All Day Digital, he's actually going to start us off, man, with a very appropriate question for today. All right, what's going on, Throwdown family? I wanted to get your opinion on the XO18 event, or the XO18 event Microsoft held on Saturday. For me, they just confirmed why I went back to PlayStation. I'm sorry, my time is very valuable. I like being excited for new games and experiences, not more acquisitions or more offerings from a subscription service. Save that stuff for Twitter. All right, so if you guys didn't know, Xbox had this big event, XO18 in Mexico City yesterday, and they were hyping this thing for months. Like, this is going to be the craziest thing ever, right? We're going to have so many announcements. And it turned out to be a dud. Like, unless you were like a hardcore Xbox fan, or the guys in the back that were made to cheer, we'll talk about that in a little bit. It was just a dud in an event. I didn't even watch it. I just saw the reactions on Twitter, and I didn't really miss anything. It's like we got a release date for Crackdown. That seems to be the only interesting thing that came out of this. Like,
oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, but yeah, like what
was that?
I don't know. I only did that because Tony texted me earlier. He's like, "Hey man, check out the XO conference because we're gonna be talking tonight." My ass sat through the whole thing. You just watched the highlights, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I did.
I'm only mad because I just got finished watching. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
The anger from having to sit through the whole thing.
To be fair though, I thought you were just gonna go on Reddit and look at the highlights yourself, because I should have just told Brett, don't look at this shit.
To give you guys a glimpse into how the sausage is made, I texted Tony. I was like, "All right, I'm like 2/3 of the way through this. Is there something that happens, or is it just the lack of anything notable happening that's newsworthy?"
Yeah, and I told him it's the lack of nothing that is the newsworthy part. Chris, you actually saw this thing, didn't you? Like afterwards, because Chris was actually, it was kind of funny. While this was going on, Chris was streaming Rondo of Blood yesterday, and I was in the room with him, and we were just like remarking on the show what's going on. But you did say you were going to watch it afterwards. Did you ever end up doing it?
No, I didn't watch it. I was just like, after I
read... All right, Brett, my apologies to you. You actually had to suffer through that. Yeah, my bad, bro.
I was planning on watching it, and I didn't do it because, like, I had seen on Twitter from the chat, and I looked at Twitter, and I looked at online. It was so lackluster. Like, what was the... I don't even know what the point of that was. Like one date, and then everything else was about Game Pass. You put PUBG on Game Pass, who gives a shit?
Like, it's a free game.
Yeah,
what I took away from it is... You still have to pay $30, don't you?
Yeah, it's not free.
No, it's $1. You can try it for $1. They're desperately being like,
no, but I mean the regular game is $30.
Yeah, the real game's $30.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, just here's all the games that you should have been playing, or you probably should have played. It's like digging through the $20 sale bin at Walmart as a subscription service.
Oh shit.
And you can probably get them cheaper at Walmart.
The whole thing was like a commercial for fucking Game Pass, if you think about it, you know?
Well, that's it. It wasn't like a commercial for Game Pass. It was a commercial for Game Pass. Also, and here's the thing I told Tony. I just need to get this out there. It was in Mexico City, right? There were a ton of Mexican people that, like, when you went out and had a shout out to the public, it wasn't like there was a bunch of white people that made some long pilgrimage. It was a bunch of not locals, but you know what I mean. And for some reason, the whole fucking conference was held in English.
Yeah, well, you know why? Because there's an international audience watching at home. That's why.
No, and that's the thing that bothered me though. Is like you don't even accommodate the people of the place where you're holding the fucking conference. All you care about is how this is going to get webcast around. And you can tell that they cut those corners everywhere. It's not even a big venue. Nobody's even hyped. The camera shots are low so that the semicircle of people, 2 people deep, are fucking cheering. But it's not even big enough that they can cut those people out of the shot. You clearly see the people like giving these signs on like what to do to the audience. It's the whole thing was just like a thin facade.
I think it lived up to what it was supposed to be. This is what it is every time they do one. It's just games. It's just, rehash of, hey, did you miss this game? We got some add-ons for this. It's nothing big. It's not a big press announcement or anything like that. It never has been.
Really? Because you should have seen what these guys were saying.
They didn't hype it. They really did.
They did. Yes, they hyped the fuck out of it. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I see nothing.
There was no invites were sent to the industry for this.
Well, maybe they knew something, but we didn't. But I've seen hype about this for months now, and I even saw guys on Twitter making like, oh, they're going to show Borderlands 3, they're going to show Splinter Cell.
That's people.
The big rumor about the Diablo 4 being at that conference.
That's people spreading their own shit. That never came from Microsoft.
Yeah, but Microsoft did hype it though.
They even said, don't expect no talks of the new service for the Xbox, no talks of new hardware. They said that.
So then why have an event?
It's just for games. It's not even an event. It was just a stream. And it was just to say, hey, look, these are the games that we have. There's some add-ons. There was no hype for this.
It was kind of like
I saw a lot of hype for months for this.
I did not.
Kind of a useless conference, whatever they want to call it.
It was just to hype up games.
I mean, they could have just did that shit at the Microsoft camp and did that whole thing for free instead of even booking a place in fucking Mexico.
Yeah,
the big question, but there's a bigger question. The bigger question is why Mexico City?
Because apparently, there's a lot of Xbox fans in Mexico. That's apparently the reason.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but
it was just very out of nowhere. It was like, all right, well, we're gonna do it instead of Vegas. We're doing it in
because apparently there's a big. I guess that Mexico's the only country that the biggest fan base for Xbox is in Mexico. I don't know.
You know what's funny though? It's a lot. Now think about a lot that's been happening in Mexico City. There's a lot of big shows that have been going on in Mexico City. Remember that live Slipknot concert that came out that's on Spotify? That's live in Mexico City. A lot of stuff's going on in Mexico City. And then a lot of wrestling, of course, is always going on AAA and stuff. I don't know. Maybe there's something we're missing out.
Well, no, I mean,
that might be the new hotspot.
Well, come on. Having number one, having an event in Mexico is also not only cheaper than having it someplace else.
They're not worried about money.
It's close. It's close, and then it also makes especially if you're having a big event in places like in South America. Big concerts look like fucking big concerts. If Slipknot was to do that here, they'd probably be like, it'd be like in some shitty little venue. Because they don't do big concerts. It's rare when they do big concerts around here. And especially at the level that they wanted it to look like on those things. Like Iron Maiden doing Rock in Rio. Like, where else would you even do that? What, the German one?
Oh, Wacken?
Yeah, do it at Wacken? Yeah. Because in the rest, for other countries, they don't really have those big sort of concert events like that where there's billions of people.
Yeah, but anyway, that was one of the reasons a lot of people were mad because they felt that this thing was hyped for all these months and then they got nothing. My favorite thing was like people were like, I went into this with low expectations and they somehow went lower than that.
I don't know, like Jason Schreier, all the big ones, they all said that there was no invites for this. They reached out.
They probably
is anything
knew.
Big going to happen? And they said no, nothing big. It's just going to be game stuff, and it's just the people that spread all shit. There was a guy at my job talking some crazy shit.
Let's have some fun here, by the way.
And stuff.
Let's have some fun. This is not for, like Adam said, this is not for Microsoft, right? But this is some of the shit I saw. All right, this is what they predicted: Borderlands 3 reveal, Splinter Cell, Crackdown 3 showcase gameplay, Fable teaser trailer, Halo 6 trailer, Gears of War 5 trailer, and so much more.
What about the EA? Man? What about them buying EA and getting the rights to Mass Effect and all that? That was the only big rumor that I heard that people swore up and down and were posting up facts of like, look, this person left and she's gonna do this, and BioWare is having financial troubles, and they said that. I'm like,
people are crazy, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's conspiracy shit, and now they're bringing it into gaming to the next level. When you're doing 3-4 page fucking rant about something there's no fact to it, it's like, all right, you got too much time in your hands, buddy. Let it go.
Yeah, it's all wishful thinking. You know,
it's all wishful thinking. Yeah. All wishful thinking.
Hold on a second. Did I see Techno Fabulous in this bitch? Hold on a second, because I've never seen him on Twitter before. Oh shit, Techno Fabulous. You know what? I get it. Got to give you, brother. Call of Duty. Thank you for joining us, man.
Oh, Techno, go see Overlord. That is Call of Duty Zombies. I went to see that today, and that's what it is. It's Call of Duty Zombies.
Yeah. Let me read some of these comments here. And Nate says, I haven't played my Xbox in a year, so I was good. And halfway through, I went and played Kingdom Hearts 1.5 just to put salt on it. That's why they show Kingdom Hearts 3. But I'm like, who's watching this and going, I want to play that on Xbox? No, they're gonna play it on PlayStation. You know, come on. That's hilarious, man. Oh, by the way, Techno says he's gonna check that out tomorrow, Adam. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's fun, man. It's a fun movie.
Black Metal Gamer says his Xbox video got 2K views on Twitter. I'm telling you, anything Xbox explodes on Twitter and especially YouTube, you know.
Well, all of that stuff, you know, Microsoft, Nintendo, they're all major players. So
I'm not like for us specifically, Throwdown. Our biggest videos are all related to Xbox. Every single one of them. Even our PlayStation videos don't do as good as our Xbox videos. It's hilarious, you know.
Well, the only thing that I was surprised they didn't announce was that Gears Funko game that's coming to mobile. I figured since everybody's announcing,
they don't want to go down that road.
I'm just saying the reason why
just prove that don't work.
But that's what I'm saying. I was like, shit, might as well, because you talked about it before. You know, that should be on its way out the door release. So that was the only thing. And
one of my other favorite troll comments was PlayStation Experience was better this year, and PlayStation Experience didn't even happen. It's like, damn, son, you guys are wild. But yeah, this was a waste of time, man.
When is the Game Awards show?
Next month. Yeah, Jeff Keighley show next month.
Because a lot of people are saying that now because he keeps hyping up that this is the biggest and better and blah blah.
He says that every
year. He could always say that. But the thing is that there could be some truth because that other event didn't take place. So whoever was going to show stuff off could say, well, then I'll just show it off at your event.
Yeah, maybe Death Stranding gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony, they did show gameplay. That wasn't gameplay. I'm sorry. Where's the HUD? Okay. Fuck out of here.
Maybe the game doesn't have it.
Maybe it doesn't. And it takes place with those weird camera angles, too, right? It has, like, Resident Evil controls.
I don't know. I'm not excited for that game. It doesn't even look like a game.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm just frustrated we haven't gotten gameplay, but I'm still excited because it's Kojima. He gets that pass for me, you know? But, yeah, I don't know if any other thought. Brian, did you get to see this EXO bullshit?
No.
No.
It's like, what's an Xbox?
No, like, okay, so it was, by the sound of it, it just sounded like the PlayStation experience, but for Xbox. It's like they didn't show anything exciting.
Yeah, that's it.
And
that's
all fans were hyped up for it. Everyone else doesn't care.
That's pretty much it.
It was PlayStation experience, but even worse, you know?
It's just for it's just for that audience. It's not really...
So what else did they do at this thing?
Nothing. They didn't show. They showed a bunch of third parties.
Like, what else did they do? Did they have like a press conference?
That was the press conference.
Did they have something else? Like, you know, did they have like some developers talking or something?
No.
So is that all anybody showed up for? Just people talk on a fucking stage?
That's it. And then they get to play games. See,
that's what I was just asking. You're like, no, nothing else
happened. No, we're talking about on screen. That didn't impact us. No. For the locals, if you were at the event, you got to do.
Yeah, they got to play some stuff. I'm pretty sure if you were there, it was probably an awesome show. But for us at home,
that was it. See some trailers and stuff.
But the Xbox guys were happy. You know, the Xbox guys were happy. So there you go. You know, they were all hyped.
In fairness, they did announce a couple of cool things.
So cool you can't remember it.
Crackdown
3 multiplayer looks pretty cool.
What they're destructible environments only in that one mode though. That was they can't do the open world. I guess that was the big holdup.
That was what they said. That's what they said last time when they said.
Yeah, they said that already. You know.
Yeah, no, they said they were working on it. They were working on it, but
no, they said only in online the destructible environments will work with the power of the cloud.
Yeah, that's what they said.
But that's not. This is not online. This is just that one mode.
Yeah,
but that one mode.
It's online. It's that mode is online.
Yeah, but it's a room. It's not an online world. Like you're not in the game world. You're in a battle.
Correct. And apparently, and this is what I found interesting. The reason they're able to do this is because they're actually leveraging cloud computing technology, which, as far as I know, is the first time that they've been making that promise that they would be able to, kind of off-source power and do things like destructible environments for fucking ever. But this is the first time I'm really aware of that they've actually done it and used the cloud to make it happen.
That's what the thing is that they've been saying that for a long time about that. They even said
saying it, but have they done it?
They said that they even mentioned it back then. They're like, only indestructible environments will exist online, right? They said that.
But tell me another game that has actually done that.
Battlefield had the indestructible environments for a long time. Every time they keep talking about Crackdown having this issue, I'm like, just talk to the people at fucking DICE. They were able to do it. Where you could just shoot a rocket launcher through a wall and then just run through the wall. Or just level out a whole building, and you could do that in the game and online.
That's true.
Yeah, I think you guys are missing the point of what I'm saying, though. Tell me another game that actually uses cloud.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, who gives a shit? That's my point. Okay, you get the destructible environments online. Who cares? I don't
like destructible environments. I think it's. I think it's unique in that they've actually finally delivered on a decade-old promise. And it's there's not much fanfare about that, but the game itself the mode looks pretty cool.
I want to see the world. I want to see that world.
I know, they show the world looks generic though, man.
That room looked generic, and it was just that one room. Yeah, that was the only upsetting part.
They better bundle this with a Halo 6 demo or something, No,
they had and that was it. Right after that, they announced, and you can pre-order it right now.
Am I missing a bunch of games that have come out that have been multiplayer with destructible environments?
No, Brett, I understand. Yeah, no games have done that. But my thing is, it's still, to me personally, a gimmick. I don't care about that. That's all I'm saying.
Have done
to be honest, I'd be more impressed if the single player game could actually do that.
Yeah, and in Rainbow Six, the new one, Siege, you can shoot through walls. Remember, that was a whole thing that you could peek through a hole from a bullet hole in the wall.
Yeah. Also, by the way, that game does technically cost $1, doesn't it? Because you get on Game Pass for a month. So there you go.
If you do that, if you do the Game Pass, that's probably what I'll do. I'll do the Game Pass.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. The same thing.
I just don't have faith in this one.
Me
the
either.
Second one burned me bad. That was so bad. At least you can get the first one now for free, Tony, and play the real good one. That's the one.
Okay, that's good to know. By the way, people,
that's free. That's a free download right now.
I actually reinstalled my Xbox, people, so I could do that. By the way, what's going on, Glorious War? He goes, that Crackdown 3 downgrade full city to arena. We're the same people crying about puddles and Spider-Man. Damn, that's a good point. Damn, that's a good point.
Oh, and we could all play in that Crackdown because that one came with also 4-player co-op.
You don't need the cloud to have destructible environments. That's true, but they do help. It does help. I'm not trying to.
It depends on how massive the environment are. Like the way Battlefield did it, it was like they were like beat up buildings already. We're not skyscrapers.
To be fair, destructible environments is very impressive. Like objectively speaking, I'm just saying me personally, I don't care. But yeah, no games have really done that, so it is cool that they are at least doing something different. I'm just saying I don't care. But it is cool that they're doing that regardless. No Sony games doing that. What happened?
Oh, the other thing I was interested in anybody's opinion. Void Bastards. Anybody have an opinion on that?
What
did you call me?
What's that? What's Void Bastards?
It was the exclusive they announced.
It's that weird. It looked like an indie game. It was weird.
Probably is an indie game.
The BioShock guys, and you could put attachments on. I wasn't amazed by it. I was like, whatever.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I don't have an opinion.
Was it Ken Levine that showed up out there? What was
no, it's people part of the team, but it's not him.
The BioShock had like thousands of people on their team. That's like saying, you know what I mean?
Well, there you go. That's what they say. Like we talked about with the Red Dead, people just put the shit on their resume so they could hype it, and BioShock is something on their resume they hype.
Fergus goes, does
Remember
anyone...
We Happy Few? That was
another one, yeah.
Yeah, that was made by the same people who have worked on BioShock.
Fergus goes, does anyone have Game Pass now or just use the trials dollar signups? I think most people use I have it now.
We did the trial for
Sea
of Thieves.
Yeah, I actually did. I got a code for Game Pass at E3, and I finally just used it today. So I'm going to be good for a year. So I got to check all this stuff out. But yeah, it's a good question. Like, how many people don't, do they just sign up for Game Pass for a month and then leave? I think that's what most people do. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I think things are going to change once that app comes out on iPad and Android and stuff, because then people are like, shit, then I could just play it from here on the go with that streaming shit that they want to do. So. We'll see.
In the cloud?
Yeah, the cloud one.
Oh, apparently Crackdown 3 went from 4-player co-op to 2-player co-op for the campaign. Uh-oh.
Epic fail. It's just getting worse and worse.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that would have been nice. You have four folks playing at the same time.
But that's the way 1 and 2 were like that. You could have 4 players. Why would...
The power of the cloud, baby.
Power of the cloud.
Oh man, just quick random comment here from Techno Fabulous. I've been playing Soul Calibur 6 and loving it. Geraldo Rivia added to character, good graphics, and gameplay with RPG type game mode along with online arcade mode. All right, glad you're loving it. He's also hyped about 2B coming. Are you happy that you get to play Geraldo Rivia in a game where the controls aren't bad?
Oh,
I'm talking shit. I never even played The Witcher.
For a guy who never played The Witcher 2.
I stole that from somebody on Twitter. It's like, they were like, "Yo, man, Geralt's in a game where the controls were actually good." Shit is hilarious, man. How's Fallout 76 latest? You guys didn't ask us about that. You guys didn't ask us.
Brett, did you buy that? Did you get it?
Yeah, Brett.
I don't know, Brett. I was Fallout 76.
I keep forgetting.
It's not out yet, is it?
The beta's
been out.
No.
The beta's been out for a while now, man.
No,
I got that launch
thing. But it's a timed beta.
The beta.
No, it's the game. The game is out.
No, it's not.
We got the countdown, and then I got the theme for it. That dynamic theme.
The game ain't out yet. Get the fuck out of here.
It doesn't come out to the 14th, dude.
Then what the hell? How did we get this countdown theme?
The countdown was probably for the beta, dude.
Yeah, it was probably for the beta.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. I'm looking at it now. It doesn't say beta. I sent you the links to this shit.
Yeah, look up Fallout 76 release date.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Brett's word on this. He's the Fallout guy here.
I'm looking on the wiki. Says release date on November 14th.
So it's next week.
Let me go to Amazon.
By the way, I'm gonna pull rank right now. I'm throwing in a fucking question right now.
Yo, man, what question are you throwing down, Tony?
Oh shit.
Tony Polanco asks, what do you guys think about the fact that the patch for Fallout 76 is bigger than the actual game?
That's a bunch of bullshit.
I'm gonna tell you this. That's not a patch. That's the actual.
Yeah, but this is like Dead Rising 3. It's a giant joke, man. Finish that shit. Yo, delay your fucking game and fix it. Do not do the day one patches. That's the whole game.
That stuff.
Fallout 76 day one patch is larger than the game itself at a ridiculous 54 gigs. God damn.
Oh, 54 gigs? You got to download that shit? Yo,
that's not a patch. That's a game.
That's the game. And this is where you follow Brian's advice. Wait for that game of the year edition. Fuck that.
Hey, maybe they couldn't do. Maybe they didn't have enough time to put it on print it on 2 discs like they did with Red Dead.
No, fuck that, man. They make the time.
So the game
get it out.
The game is 45 gigs and the day one patch is 54 gigs. What? That's insane.
Stupid, man.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think about that, Brett? You specifically, man.
I don't give a shit.
Free up some space.
Brett's like, I'm done. I'm getting this fucking game. I don't care.
I mean, it's an always online game. I would imagine that at least part of it is to do with the fact that they don't want people playing it too early. So it's probably half the fucking game because of that. And if it's not, then I mean, as long as it's fine on launch day, and even then, I fully expect this game to be a little glitchy, not even just because it's Bethesda, but because this genre is notoriously tricky.
How much is a little glitchy, Brett? Let's just quantify this shit, because I want a graph here. Like when that thing comes out and it's trash, I want to be there to say, like, Brett, this is trash.
Okay. I would say on a scale of not noticeable to game breaking.
What's not noticeable? Because a lot of Bethesda games are obviously noticeably glitchy.
Well, apparently nobody's noticed how glitchy Red Dead is, or at least none of you guys.
Oh, we all noticed how.
Oh yeah.
I
sent screenshots, yo. I sent people screenshots how fucked up my shit gets.
About this, like last week, like what's it called? Adam's had like major problems. Like he's saying that one that comes in and like he can't get past the part because like the NPC won't.
I still have characters that are disappearing on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be less glitchy than Red Dead is.
Okay. Should we take a bet on that?
Well, no. I mean, most Bethesda games are more glitchy than.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All Bethesda games, and this is going to be probably the most glitchiest game of them all. You know
why?
Yeah,
because it's okay. Bethesda games are already the glitchiest games out there. Then you add the online component, it's going to be extra glitchy. I'm expecting a complete mess, a glorious mess, actually.
Yeah, but you gotta realize there's been a lot of stuff stripped away from the traditional Fallout / Bethesda experience to make it a little bit more friendly. Like there's not physics in the game necessarily. Like you can still pick up bottles and cans from on top of desks, but you can't like drop an item and watch it hit the ground. It drops in like a little loot bag. A lot like MMOs. There's no real NPCs that need to worry about pathing. There's probably not a whole lot of dialogue outside of like cutscene-esque.
Well, you haven't watched the betas, have you?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think of the reactions of people saying this is one of the worst games they've played?
Oh, I'm unaware of that. No, I haven't seen the reaction to the betas. Why are they saying that?
They're saying because it's a bug-filled mess, basically. You know.
Yeah, I mean all the things you said. Like Brett, remember when these guys, Skyrim is how old? When they released the PS4 and Xbox One editions, the game was like broken all over again. This is a game that has been out and patched for years, and they ported it, and it was fucking a mess. Like these guys, they never get anything right.
Yeah, but the kind of bugs and weird stuff that happened in that. Like I'm expecting bugs and glitches. I'm expecting a new kind of bugs and glitches though.
A new kind. Oh,
a new kind.
Hold on. There's a new kind of bug. There's a bug that leads to damn beta. I don't understand how that's even a thing, but somehow that's a thing that happens. Like you play the beta and then it just deletes itself somehow. Like it's no joke. Like it's a thing that people are complaining about.
Didn't they patch it?
Yeah, they say they patched it.
It deletes itself.
Sorry, guys.
The game self-destructs.
Sorry, guys.
No, it gets even worse. Recently they released a patch to the beta where, because of some odd reason, I don't know why they did this and why game developers still do this to this day. They tied down the physics to the game speed. So if you had your game run at like 100 frames per second, then things will just run faster for no apparent reason. Everyone has known this from game development that you don't tie the frame rate to the game speed, as it makes things run stupid. So their fix, I shit you not, was to come in and lock the game to 63 frames per second. So that way you don't get that problem. So hence they purposely just came in there and said, okay, everyone that can run this game like really well, go fuck yourself. You're now stuck at 63 frames per second, and that's it. And the reason why it's 63 frames and not 60 frames is to avoid the micro stutter that the game has. So they are fixing two bugs at the same time. I'm like, that's hack development. Like that's not a fix.
I'm sure at this point in time it was like, well, we can't fix this any further because we already went down this road. So they're just like, all right, just lock the frame rate because we can't fix this. This is already too deep ingrained.
It's so dumb, and like make it even worse. Like if you run like a higher frame rate monitor, a higher hertz monitor, what happens is the chance that your game won't even go up to 63. It will just lock itself to 48 frames per second, and that's it. And you can't do anything to change it. So it's like they've intentionally just broken their own game for thousands of people purely because their PCs are too good. And that's on top of other things such as there's no FOV slider for some odd reason. because they say that if you change the FOV, then things look weird. Like, how do you not have an FOV slider? It's a PC game. Like, what the hell? It doesn't even support ultra wide monitors, which is, as a whole, it doesn't sound that bad. But I would like to mention to you that Fear, a game came out in 2005, supports ultra wide monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game. Are the games that are the same people that made Shadow of Mordor. That supports multi-screen, ultra wide monitors. Yet Fallout 76 does not.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
wasn't
understand how
Fear
they
known as
fucked
a
that up.
card-crushing, bleeding-edge game that utilized just about every technological advantage at the time that it was released?
Yeah, 13 years ago, almost 2 full generations ago. I I just don't understand, like, how the hell can you not support ultra-wide monitors? Like, this game 13 years ago does it, yet a game that comes out now from one of the top, quote unquote, the top developers in the world, with backings from one of the biggest publishers in the world, does not. Makes no sense.
So this is the only game that doesn't support that, then?
It's one of the few that I've heard that does not. And I have an ultra-wide screen, and so far everything I've thrown at it does. This includes stuff like Final Fantasy 15. I've thrown Warframe at it. It doesn't support it in one screen. That's because it's the launch screen, but everything else supports it out the gate. Done it with Fear. Yeah, I've gone through quite a few, and so far they all support it with no problem. And I mean, literally no problem. It's just I boot in and say, hey, this is your res now. Boom, here's your game res now. Sorted. Yeah, this again does nothing to support it. All it does is take the image and stretch it across the x-axis, and that's it.
All right, I guess we're gonna find out more when the game really goes live on Thursday, right?
I am telling you, like, this is going to be a mess worse than usual. Like,
oh no, I agree. I agree.
Like, all the stuff that happened at Fallout 4 launch is going to be just worse than that somehow.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm waiting for the bug where somehow the game just freezes or crashes or just stalls or something. And also, in case people are just wondering, like, no, there's also been people complaining about the console edition as well. It's not just the PC one having problems. It just sounds like the PC one has way more problems than it should, by the sounds of it.
And isn't it usually the PC version of these games is the best version of the games?
It usually runs smoother sometimes, but this seems like a straight up just console port. Like, they just took the console version and said, boom, it's on PC now. There we go.
Wow. That's crazy. Brett, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I'm eating a cookie.
Ooh, what kind of cookie?
M&M cookie.
Ooh, fancy. Let me get one of those.
That's fake. Fake.
You don't want that. You don't like them.
I do like M&M cookies, man. I like M&Ms. I like cookies.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah,
lying.
What are you talking about? They do exist.
Sure.
They do exist.
Only in my dreams.
Crazy. You ain't never lived until you had an M&M cookie. Anyway, Brett, go ahead, man.
For real. You know, I probably have a bias towards this, and yeah, I know everyone's gonna be like, yeah, no, fucking obviously. But what I mean in this is, this is an open world survival game. I have yet to play a single open world survival game that runs smoothly and without bugs or issues. So I'm fully anticipating there to be some pretty big things, and I'm sure a lot of people who are not used to not used to this type of game, or I mean, to be really honest, this is it. They're trying to bring a new type of game that I've been wanting, a new genre that I've been wanting for a while to console, and I've only seen it actually successfully done once with Conan Exiles, and that was even a little janky in a lot of different ways. So I will give Fallout 76 a little bit of a pass. It's actually probably a pretty big pass if it's not unplayable. I mean, if the basic mechanics of it are intact and it delivers on half of what it's promising, then I'm excited. if you can actually build bases, if you can actually fight other players, you know, the kind of shit that I'm worried about is the kind of bugs and glitches that usually accompany this kind of stuff, where like lots of rubber banding, lots of latency issues, sometimes loss of inventory, things like that, game crashes. It's not really in-game stuff, the kind of stuff that Bethesda is usually known for having. You know, it's little quirks where somebody, you know, walks into a wall for 5 minutes and then teleports, you know, halfway across the map, kind of thing. That's usually the kind of bug that I run into with Bethesda, or, you know, a quest doesn't sync up. It's usually a result of the branching interactivity that the game is trying to engage you with. I don't think that this game is going to have as much of that. I think if people are expecting this to be a traditional Fallout or a traditional Bethesda experience, they're going to find this rather bare bones. And that's kind of by intention. You can't have, like, we don't have the computing power to have a full-scale Fallout game where 16 people can just wander the wilderness or wander the wasteland. We can't do that.
I don't know. It just seems like they're being very mysterious about the whole situation. As much as we know about it, we don't know much about it. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think we know. I think I know a lot about it, but I think that's, again, it has to do with familiarity to the genre. Like, I think I'm probably the only person, other than maybe Brian, on this panel who's played an online survival game.
Like, fully played it, because, yeah, I don't think my 30 minutes of Arc counts, you know?
No, it does not.
Yeah. Yeah. All right,
so
man. Go ahead.
Remember, so at the end of the day, we're talking about an emergent genre that even a lot of veteran gamers haven't dipped their toes in. So I expect there to be a little bit of a backlash where, you know, there are people who won't understand it. You know, there are people who won't give it the gimme that I do. There are people, but then again, like, PUBG ran like shit at first. I'm pretty sure it kind of still does.
It still runs like
shit. Yeah, it still runs like shit.
But people gave that the gimme. So I think it all boils down to, you know, the good old awesome factor, that if it's enjoyable enough to overshadow the pain that you're having to go through, or the bad parts of it, then you kind of give it a pass. And with a lot of these things, I'm pretty bad about that. Like, especially if I can play with friends, like, half the times the glitches or the little bugs that happen, they're almost fucking hilarious, and they've resulted in some of my best gaming memories. So I take all that with a pretty big grain of salt, because I like to jackass around in my video games anyway. So I really have no idea how this will be received. I really need to make that clear. I know how I'm pretty sure I'm going to receive it, which is there's pretty much, if it's not broken and unplayable, I'm going to enjoy it. But I don't know how other people are going to take it.
I'm not going to take it. This is a pass. That's all. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I know exactly what they want to do with this, and this is not my type of game. So it's okay. I hope they make buckets of money. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on here. Next up, Mr. Matt Wheaton. So his question is, since Diablo was talked about last week, I just wanted to know what your favorite classes to play, if any of you guys play Diablo. Adam, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Hunter class. Hunter class is what I always play, and now I'm playing the Necromance on the Switch. So those are the two right now. But usually it's just a Hunter. I don't even go with the Barbarian. It's just something about the Hunter class which is awesome. So.
Yeah, I always pick the Barbarian, at least in Diablo 1 and 2.
Anybody else play Diablo?
I was always a mage, because throwing fireballs is fucking sweet.
Yeah, I haven't played Diablo since the first one.
I've never played a Diablo, period. And Brian, what about you?
Never played. I think the Switch one will be my first time, possibly.
Yeah. By the way, I want to remind people, Brian does have a Switch, and he's actually loving it.
Yeah, I like it.
Brian's loving it.
Oh, goddamn!
Switch in one hand and burrito in the other.
Don't do that.
Why
We're
not?
We're not paying McDonald's for that.
Yo, I like McDonald's though. I'll give them free advertisement.
And McDonald's likes you.
Yeah. By the way, they have new triple stack hamburger like breakfast burgers. I want that shit. You're like,
they got the McRibs back. I saw commercials for that.
Oh, let's go. It's not even spring yet, man.
It's a happy holiday for you. There you go. It's like not everybody has big happy Thanksgiving, so like, yo, come here, we got you. McRibs.
Have a turkey McRib.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next one, let me read this from Techno. He goes, my worst glitching experiences have come from Bethesda games. As much as I enjoyed Skyrim, I had to start over after 300 hours because I was glitched out of an entire main missions. I restarted and played for another 350 hours just to be able to finish the game. Damn. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Matt, who's in the room, what's going on, brother? He goes, for me personally, I'm more Paladin and Necromancer, dude. Mostly because Paladin, I get the feeling that I'm the big damn hero to save the day, and for Necromancer, I get some serious Elric vibes. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not interested in those games, so I can't answer this.
It's funny with the Necromancer because they're like, "Oh, you're so great, thank you." I'm not really that great. You know, it's like he's always pushing it down when they're like, "Thank you, don't thank me." You know,
was he emo or something?
He's almost like an emo goth in it. He's like, "I'm here to do something else.
I'm here to bring up hell. Don't worry about it.
I have my own agenda."
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to ask us something, please do so in the chat, because we didn't get a lot of questions this week for whatever reason, which is interesting.
They don't love us. They think we're a bunch of necromancers.
You know? All right, next up, All Day Digital again, man. So he goes, have you guys heard about PlayStation users in Chicago being hit with an amusement tax? Adam, what's going on with that, man?
I don't know, some kind of tax. They actually got a tax. Some additional tax that got hit onto their servers. And I don't think it's just them, though. I think it's some kind of new cloud service tax that they're applying to all those type of services.
What's going on with that?
There's the amusement tax I think they passed in 2009, but it was for public amusement. And they extended it to include anything that requires a membership. So they are extending. So with the extension, they're trying to hit up Apple and Microsoft.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, they have to pay this tax because they extended their tax law. Now I think this tax law is ridiculous. I think it's Apple.
Shitty.
Apple is actually fighting against it because it violates the Internet Tax Freedom Act of like '98. So the city tax is like complete bullshit. Like they could do whatever they want. If they say you have to, if you put up an amusement park or you put up a circus in Chicago and they want the 9% amusement tax, okay, that's fine, right? Using city property or whatever, that's fine. But to say like, oh, this online service is working in Chicago, hence we get the amusement tax, that's complete bullshit. Like Sony isn't working out of Chicago, they shouldn't have to.
And they're already charging a state tax on all digital purchases. So I just don't understand now. Like they're double dipping.
Yeah, well, no, that's the issue. It's the city that wants to do it.
Yeah,
it's not even the state.
Not even Illinois.
Yeah, it's the state that wants to do this shit. I mean, it's the city that wants to do it. So it's equivalent to say New York City saying the same shit.
They can't do that. They can't.
I'm surprised. To be honest, I'm surprised New York City didn't do this first.
Because that requires too much thinking. They got other shit going on. They're not focusing on this.
They're concentrating too much on the fact that Amazon's going to be moving in soon.
Yeah. By the way, Barry, thank you for pointing this out. I fucked up, people. This isn't actually Castlevania. This is Throwdown Your Questions. My bad. Shit happens.
Do you like Throwdown Vania?
You know. Yeah, so I'm like, yo, where the head's at tonight? Even though there's a good amount of people, the regulars, they know what's up. The real knows, man. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, you're right about that. Why didn't New York do this shit first? You figured they'd do it.
Yeah, with the way New York likes to tax the shit out of everything else, why didn't New York City just be like, oh, well, we can we also want to put our tax on there too.
Yeah,
we'll see.
About
it all depends. It all depends on the backlash for this. Let's see. If there's no real backlash and it just gets, well, let's see. Let's see because I could see other states secretly trying to add that shit. Like, well, if they're double dipping, we want to double dip.
Well, they can't because there's also corporations fighting it, like Apple's fighting against it. So, like that's the thing. There needs to be backlash from both sides because, like, they with the tax processing, the corporation's responsible. Like Apple and Microsoft don't want to foot that bill, especially they have to account for one city, and then it chain reacts. Then if Chicago gets it, Sony should have never capitulated. They should have joined the fight against it. They capitulate, then New York, just like you guys said, New York will go, oh yep, we're doing it. You know, then Seattle does it, San Francisco, then it's a whole fucking song and dance. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, not good, man. Not good. Matt Ween goes, I'm surprised there ain't a video game tax yet, at least to my knowledge. Listen, if they could tax you for something, they will, man. Just be careful, you know?
Yeah.
All right, man, let's move on here. G Mega Force 123. So his first question is, should Bioware sell Mass Effect? I'm not going to take anything away from the Bioware that I built the trilogy. I loved all 3 chapters, including 3, but facts are facts. Bioware used an unproven, newish development team to build what was their flagship game. Bioware is lost and incapable of delivering another Mass Effect game with the same thoughtful care that the trilogy received. They're not gonna sell their fucking. They're not gonna sell Mass Effect.
No, they're not gonna sell.
It's over. It's done. That story was over, and it's obviously they don't know how to make another story. That was it. It happens all the time in the movie industry.
Yeah, but it also doesn't help that they had the B team making the game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the thing is that their main thing is that they wanted to get that other game file, and they were like,
that didn't. But the B team didn't write the script. They didn't write the story. They just did all the other fucked up animation stuff. The story still sucked.
Yeah. So, it could have been better. Just the execution was bad, you know. But yeah, no, they had the main team working on Anthem, you know, which is actually coming out around the same time as Crackdown 3, which should be interesting.
I'm not excited for that one either.
Me either. Yeah, I don't. Don't care. But no, they shouldn't sell the IP. That if they sell that, you may as well just kill BioWare. They got nothing else going on. You know,
they're gonna bring back Jade Empire. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe Anthem will be a big hit. And that'll be the main franchise for them. Who knows? But they're not gonna sell Mass Effect. No way. No way in hell. You know. All right. Next up, this is an interesting question. Do you think that Western RPGs need to have a great combat system? I often see people attacking games like Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Witcher, etc. for having bad combat. The games offer so much more than that, though, and combat is only a small part of the whole experience. Do you believe Western RPGs need to have like Platinum or Souls level combat to truly be great? That's one thing. Are Western RPGs known for having bad combat?
No, I think he's saying that Western RPGs are generally, or Western games are built a lot on fluid, flashy graphics, and mechanics like fighting mechanics, like God of War. And I would agree with that. You do have a lot of games, like the ones he brought up, that do get shit on quite a bit for having shitty combat, quote unquote. Which I don't really honestly think that it is, and I don't know why. Like, yeah, it's combat in Skyrim, for instance, is kind of shallow, but I don't think it's more shallow than Diablo. That's just my opinion, though. But I do hear people bitch about it a lot. We're actually hearing about this with Red Dead right now.
Yeah, that is true, but that's not an RPG. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, people complain. I don't really have an opinion on this, to be honest. I don't think I play enough Western RPGs to have an opinion on this. You know, Fallout combat works fine. I never played Skyrim, never played Witcher, so I don't know. Anybody else?
I don't. Yeah, I don't either. Like,
I want to hear Brian's thoughts on this, because Dragon's Dogma did not control all that.
But that wasn't a Western RPG.
That was Japanese.
It was Japanese RPG.
That was Japanese.
Well, I realize that. But do you think Western RPGs have to have good solid combat mechanics?
You didn't have passable combat, and I feel like some games just don't. And this hits harder for me for Mass Effect, because I'm a big fan of third-person games, and especially third-person shooting games. So hence, playing Mass Effect was like, wow, this looks like a third-person shooter. It's an RPG, yes, but it doesn't control like one. It feels very odd. Feels very off. Feels like I'm moving through glue or something. Hence, I noticed things more there. So hence why I say that Mass Effect, like the shooting system was not that great. But in terms of stuff like The Witcher, like I didn't have a problem with The Witcher after playing it for like 4 hours ish, 4 or 5 hours ish. Like first 4 hours were just completely nightmare. I'm like, I don't understand how this is working. I keep dying thanks to like this stupid thing. And then someone just told me like, hey, there's like two types of dodges, one short, one long. Use them well, and then like mix in your spells as well. And then after I started doing that, I literally had no problem. Like I just breezed through the whole game after that. So maybe, and this is why I don't seem to understand why people are saying that combat is bad. I think it's a case of you just need to understand how the game is working in order to make the combat work well.
No, you know what's bad then? The manual is bad then, because it sounds like once you know what you're doing, everything is smooth sailing.
Oh yeah. It like the first hour tells you nothing.
What manual?
There you go. Epic fail for manuals.
Tells you like nothing. Like you learn nothing about anything. Like, yeah, it just doesn't tell you shit.
I didn't think it was difficult. I just thought it was boring.
Boring in what sense? I have interest.
Boring in that it's almost like a rock paper scissors system, but you have tells of what the other person is going to do. So it felt almost like all fights almost felt like a quick time event to me.
Okay, I never really felt that. I always felt like, well, okay, yeah, I guess you could say that it is like rock paper scissors thing, but isn't that RPGs in general? Like, you have a character, it's weak against X, it's powerful against Y, so hence you need to use X against it to maximize your damage and buff Y so that you can defend against their strength, you know. So then again, to me that's just inherent RPG-ness. Like, hey, this person's weak to fire, so use fire, you know. Or this person has strong water attacks, so have stuff that's good defense in water.
Yeah, but I felt like they just focused on that to the detriment of the actual like mechanics of the combat. Like the combat just felt to me. I know there's a lot of Witcher fans out there, not just Brian, but to me the combat felt kind of clunky and repetitive. It was just an issue of choosing the right weapon for the right tool for the job and knowing what the right tool was. And there wasn't a lot of there was pretty much a right way to do things and then everything else. And so I kind of felt constrained personally by the mechanics. So I can't say what made it a whole lot different, because it's not like it needs, you know, Spider-Man type combat mechanics in it. It just felt like, you know, and I don't know why this. I do know why this didn't bother me in Skyrim. Like if every time I play like an Elder Scrolls game or something like that, I always go pretty heavy into magic, because otherwise it does just feel like you're just kind of swinging your sword back and forth.
Okay. Yeah. Again, that's just my experience with The Witcher. Again, combat wasn't fantastic. It was passable for the system that it was. I felt it was fine. Had no real issues. Again, as I said, the first 5-6 hours, I hated the game. Like I literally just wanted to like throw the game out the window. Then I was like, look, Brian, okay, play it for 5 more hours. If it's still as bad, then yeah, you have every right to say you don't like it. But then after I sat down, came back, started listening to some people like online, they said, okay, like this is the system, how the game works. Like play to its system. And then after that, I was like, okay, now it makes sense. It's like, okay, now I see everything. Now I know why things are the way they are. It's like it makes sense now. So maybe it's just that barrier you just need to push through or get past. Because again, the game tells you nothing. It tells you so little of nothing. It's nothing funny. Like they don't talk about how different armors like affect your skills, because they do. Because somehow no one told me that. They don't talk about the potions you make and how you get them and where you get them and how best to maximize your potion. They do have a Wikipedia thing where they say which animals are weak to which types of magic, but that you just need to go through and find out, and then oh gosh, it tells you nothing. But hey, but back to the question. Yeah, I had a real problem with Skyrim. I felt combat was just lazy. I I didn't like anything. I tried a bit of everything, and I just didn't like any of it. Tried one-handing stuff, tried dual-wielding swords, axes, tried what you call it? I tried like a ranged character, with real bows, with conjured bows, nothing. Tried conjuring. Conjuring just seemed like a whole lot of mess because just you walk in, you conjure, you run away, and that's it. Tried stealth. Stealth is just broken. So it was like, the hell is this? And keep in mind that this was the same time I was playing Kingdoms of Amalur, and I love that combat system in a game. It was essentially just God of War in like a limited state, but it still had a good combat system, and that was a Western game.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on here. Mr. Figs. So he goes, hey guys, I appreciate the conversations you do every week. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying Red Dead 2 a lot more now as I have changed the controller settings. In Spider-Man, I got all the pigeons, and I am about to start the Taskmaster missions. Remember last week, he was not happy with Red Dead, the way it controls it. He wasn't happy about doing fetch quests. And we told him, it's like, first of all, you could change your settings. Manny, you said that specifically. You're like, change all your shit.
Adam, because
Adam wasn't here, so Manny, you know, he spoke for you on that behalf.
I spoke for you at that sense. I was like, Adam said, if you don't like the controls, you can change everything. And
everything.
And that's one of the big things about that I've read and I've seen about Red Dead. It's about how you want to play it. So if you want to have the, just deal with the way the game originally controls, that's fine. But you can go into menus, adjust how you want your screen. You could have no HUD or the HUD on there. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, if you don't want to like hold X to run, you can set it so it's auto runs.
So you just tap it. Same thing for if you don't want double tap, or if you want to get rid of the dead spaces for when you go to aim, where it's just an automatic shot to kill.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, what I like about the game, Adam, I like how that, like, for example, me and you, we're completely different. Like, I play purely default because that works for me, but you change it up, and I like the fact that we both have those options. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I go in, and also with my color blindness, they have a color blind mode, so I change that too.
Go.
So I change all my colors up, so then now I get like a white line for the trails when I have to go to places and stuff, and then the text pops out more like in a high contrast, for the subtitles and stuff. So
that's dope. I didn't know that. That's fucking amazing.
A lot of people don't know. Division. That's another reason why I love the Division so much, because it's very colored oriented for all the different gear, and they have a colorblind mode. So so I get to see all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the other part of, not the question, just this opening statement here, because he said that he hates games where they have fetch quests, and he hated the pigeons. We're like, don't get the fucking pigeons then. You don't have to do that. And I think he knows, like, hey, since it was his choice, he didn't need to do that. He decided, I'm going to get them anyway, since it's my choice. So that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, his first question is, after The Last of Us 2 is released, checks how he goes, yes, I am buying it after your discussion. The agenda stuff doesn't bother me anymore. That's good. We told you, don't worry about that shit. Just play the game, dude. Do you want Naughty Dog to make The Last of Us 3, or do you want them to make a new open world IP RPG like Guerrilla did with Horizon Zero Dawn? Work on something new. We don't need. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. Even though I'm excited for The Last of Us 2, that game doesn't need to exist. We could have just been fine with one game and that's it.
Yeah, I would have been fine.
I'm really excited for that game.
The game had a perfect fucking ending. You could have left it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say do a new IP. Let work on a new IP. Naughty Dog. Like all they're doing now is just Uncharted and Last of Us. Come on, we got to get something else, man. It's like these guys doing a big open world game. That would be pretty interesting. I'm down with that. It doesn't have to be open world. Just give me a new IP. I don't care what it is. Just give me a new IP.
It doesn't need to be open world.
Yeah. What about the rest of you guys? Do you want another Last of Us, or do you want something new?
No, I want something new. Yeah, I agree.
There you go. I don't think we're gonna disagree on that.
Experiment. Robot dinosaurs, go crazy, man.
Yes, man, go ham. Robot zombie
but
dinosaurs.
To be honest, I definitely think this is just going to be another. There's going to be another Last of Us.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean they keep. Yeah, I mean if there's like Uncharted 5 next, it's like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, they said that 3 was the end, but
money talks, man. Money talks, man.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you're gonna turn down let me give you some pearls. Time traveling midgets, go.
All right, man. And the next question is: are there any games from older console generations like the Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, PS1, etc. that you guys would want developers to give the Sonic Mania style treatment to?
We were talking. Me and Chris were talking about this earlier. Taking Symphony of the Night and giving it that what is it what was that game?
Dragon's Crown?
Yeah, Dragon's Crown, or the like how they did with Wonder Boy, where essentially the original Wonder Boy game is running underneath the thing you can toggle it.
Yeah, that was a good idea. It's someone in the chat on, I don't know if it was Mighty Nerd or suggested the Dragon's Crown, and Manny mentioned the Wonder Boy thing. I think that's brilliant. We'd love that. Like to get that rehash, but a whole new art style, but the old game is running underneath it. You could switch back and forth. That'd be sweet, man.
By the way, my answer is already a reality. Streets of Rage 4 with that fucking art style. I'm ready. By the way, I'm taking it with Sonic Mania treatment is like. Most of it is a brand new game, but with the old graphics, But why does it have to be old graphics? We could update the graphics too,
Graphics.
But yeah, my answer is already a reality. Streets of Rage 4. Hold on. Killed myself right now thinking about this. Final Fight. Oh my motherfucking god. That would be crazy.
That other game did not scratch that itch for you, did it?
Which one?
Quiet one.
The Quiet. Oh, well, that's not even Final Fight, though, man. That's just.
It's trying to go with it, but it's trying to be that.
Man, you're trying to make me speak about it before my review comes out, man. By the way, even though I'm not breaking embargo, it's like I can talk. Yo, the game's not good, people. By the way, here's my. I'm going to give you a tease to the headline I'm going to use. The Quiet Man is Streets of Rage without the fun. It's something along those lines. Man, and that's a PlayStation exclusive. Trash.
Yeah.
Tony, tell me what you really think.
Tell us what you really think, Tony.
Yeah. Anyway, what about the rest of you guys? What game do you want to see get the Sonic Mania style treatment?
Sonic Mania style treatment.
I mean, just like a 2D, like a 2D game to come back with really nice.
I got another one. I want a new Super Mario Brothers, like Super Mario World. That'd be fucking insane.
But isn't the Super Mario the other one, the Super Mario,
a new Super Mario? Yes, but I want the old graphics. Understand?
Oh, okay. So you want like the old graphics, but just with new levels?
No, I want Super Mario World 2, like an actual proper Super Mario World 2. Same mechanics, same graphics, same everything. That would be cool. Do that.
But I mean, even Sonic Mania is not the same graphics. It's like, pushed up, you know what I mean? Like Sonic has way more animations,
but it's in the same style, It's that again, Sonic Mania treatment. So a Mario game with like nicer animations, but it's still the old school. That'd be amazing, Oh, here we go. Black Metal Gamer. He's listing a bunch of them. Golden Axe, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Well, that would be a hard one.
Hey man, here's one. Comic Zone.
Never liked Comic Zone.
No, but the graphics were good,
Quack Shot. I'd go for a Quack Shot.
Hey, Chris, here's one for you, man. Alien Storm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and Brett, here's one for you. 2D Zelda.
Dude, if we're talking true Sonic Mania treatment in the sense that you get the original content, you get remixed levels, and you get new levels, Gunstar Heroes. For the love of Christ, please, God. Gunstar Heroes.
Yes. Yes.
That game is short, and I have played that game. I have beaten that game probably more times than any other game by like a 10-1 margin. Like it's not that hard to play through the whole thing. Takes maybe an hour or two, maybe.
Yeah, I like that. And speaking about treasure,
Ghouls and Ghosts.
Ooh. There you go.
Maximo, then. If you're going to go there, I'd rather bring back Maximo. I like Maximo.
Guardian Heroes, for me, another one,
Ooh,
Renegade. Bring back Renegade. Fix that up.
Yeah, which one, Brett?
Fun.
Kid Chameleon?
Well, I remember Kid Chameleon.
Oh, Kid Chameleon. Holy shit.
Imagine that with the what's the name of that fucking studio, Manny?
What?
The ones that did the Wonder Boy.
Yeah, the ones that are doing Streets of Rage. Yeah,
imagine those guys doing Kid Chameleon. That would be crazy.
Oh,
wow.
So yeah, there's a bunch of good stuff they could bring back. All right, next question here. Actually, the last two questions. Unless you guys keep throwing us questions. Actually, Dio's trying to be slick, by the way. He asked us 4 questions. It's like, come on, son. So I had to, split them up. He goes, when is Nintendo finally going to kill off the 3DS so I can get Virtual Console on the Switch? Chris, what do you say, man?
Oh, dude, I tell you, when they stop making money, man, that's what we always say. Like, the 3DS is still making money. They ain't going to kill that off. They still announcing titles for it. Virtual Console, until they are done bleeding all of us on classic retro systems, which they haven't yet. Whenever that N64 classic comes out, whenever they stop bleeding us, maybe they'll grace everyone with the Virtual Console. I mean, look at Nintendo Online. That shit took forever to launch. You think they could put a VC in there for everyone? Nope. Didn't put it in there because you know what? They're making too much money off that nostalgia. So they're just gonna sell you a little Raspberry Pi box emulator, which shit they themselves get off of Emu Paradise, load it on there, and then sell it back to you.
Man,
because it's RIP, Man,
so they shit it out and put it on a spoon and put it back in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
That's from Nintendo, baby.
Basically, they are just doing what Sony was doing with the PlayStation Classic.
Yep, that's exactly what they're
pretty much. That's exactly what they're doing.
But there's a good chance that Sony didn't get their emulated games from Emu Paradise.
Yeah, and they got trophies too.
No, it's just that they got the emulator from an open source emulator, so they didn't try themselves.
He's talking about the PlayStation Classic. That is an open source one. He's right about that.
The PlayStation Classic is an open source one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Because
that was the story, dude.
Wasn't it the Bleem guy?
No,
that did that.
No. The story broke on Friday, I believe. That is an open source emulator
that they're using inside the PlayStation Classic.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's not even like opinion. That's just a fact now.
Oh well.
They didn't even try. Of course, it's Sony. They don't try. They just say, "Hey, you put it out there. People will buy it."
I think most companies don't. I think most companies don't try.
Yeah, most companies don't give a fuck.
At least Nintendo had the balls to say, "Hey, here are 4 save slots." So it's like, here's 1 save slot. Like, the stuff's out there. I'm just talking about it.
I wonder which emulator they're using.
Yeah, did they announce which one it was?
No, they didn't announce it. People probably just found out. But through the power of Google, I shall find out. Hold on.
the internet will tell you. The ancients of the internet will tell you.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Nintendo's not going to stop the 3DS until it stops making them money, and it's making them too much money.
That's it. I couldn't predict exactly when. Like, I'm not going to throw out a year or whatever. It's just whenever that thing stops making money. Whenever I read you the financial report and it's under, I'll tell you what I will make a prediction on. If I read the end of year 2019, fiscal year 2019 end report, when we get it, and I break that down for you, if it's under 20% of their sales, that is when they will kill it, but not before then.
Makes sense to me.
It still sells like hotcakes overseas. Yeah. That's the thing.
Right. So the magic number is always it's the 80-20 rule basically in business. Like, once it's under 20%, it's not viable. They can cut it loose. Until then, they'll keep supporting it.
Crazy.
All right. Oh, I have found it.
Go ahead.
The emulator is called PCSX Rearmed. So that's PC as in personal computer, SX as in SSX tricky, Rearmed. It was first conceived back in 2000. So it's one that's been around for some time.
Wow. Not even a newer one. They dug up an old one. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Oh, there you go, people.
Maybe they thought that no one would find out, but this is the internet. Everyone always finds out.
I wonder.
This shit ain't even out, and they found out.
I wonder who figured it out. How did they do it?
I don't know. Was it VG 24/7? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's move on here. Next question: will Red Dead 2 Online hold up upon release, and will it be the backbone to keep the game relevant like GTA Online did for GTA 5? Yes, that is what's going to keep that game going. That's exactly what's going to keep the game going. Yeah. But the question is, will it hold up? Yeah. Exactly. But to answer the first part of the question, will it hold up upon release? We shall wait. We shall see. We don't really know. We're going to get a beta, so I guess that will give us an indication. But yeah, it's hard to say because GTA 5 did not exactly hold up on release either. It was kind of fucked up for the first month or so, until they stabilized it. But I think they're trying to prevent that with this game, hence why it didn't come out, at launch or whatever. But yeah, if it does well, which I suspect it will, that's going to be the thing that keeps Red Dead in NPDs for a while. Although I still predict, I don't think it's going to be on NPDs as long as GTA. Because GTA, you just do so much in there. You get away with it. You can't just suddenly have, air strikes or whatever in a fucking horse game,
Yeah, nobody could go
I'm sure they're figuring something out. It can't just be just train robberies and stuff like that. It's going to be some shit that has to do with, going into mines, and I'm sure they're going to add the
it needs to be appropriate.
stuff.
Yeah, it needs to be appropriate for sure.
They're going to add the zombie stuff.
Yeah, and the zombie stuff.
Even if zombies are overplayed, a callback to the original Undead Nightmare DLC will be well received.
I agree. And like I said, Rockstar, for the DLC for this game, make it aliens versus cowboys. It'll be fucking crazy. I'm saying, you guys already kind of set it up in the game. I'm just gonna leave it out there,
I kind of want. I actually really want an Undead Nightmare DLC for this game. I know it's not new or original, and I could go back and play the old one, but I could go back and play the old Red Dead as well. But this one is better because
just add ghost towns.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Certain areas that you go to.
Brett, I agree with you. Because you know me, I don't like zombie stuff. I loved Undead Nightmare, but at the same time, it's we kind of did this already. I personally wouldn't mind, but I don't think you're going to retread that. But you're right. In the online, they could retread it, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Adam. What were you going to say? But I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I
mean, don't tell that to Activision. They're like, yo, we had a fucking zombie mode in all our Call of Duty games. It's like, it just keeps rehashing. We don't give a shit. So they could Rockstar could easily add it.
Yeah, they could do it. But I think for the proper DLC, don't do Undead Nightmare. But I think you do need to have a Undead Nightmare call out. They already kind of have it in the main game. Like if you go to the fence in Saint Denis, right behind him, there's the fucking mask. From Undead Nightmare. It's a little thing. I didn't notice until Manny pointed out during my stream. He's like, "Hey Tony, there's the mask." I'm like, "What? Really? Oh, crazy!"
The green mask that they had.
I bought all those masks. The Psycho mask, and you get the metal mask, the skull mask.
Metal.
I get the Executioner hood.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, that's definitely going to keep the game going for hopefully years. But again, I don't know how they're going to get away with some of the outlandish shit that they can in GTA, but who knows? Maybe people won't care. Rocket-powered horses, let's go.
As long as they don't do that stupid, that dumb way you create characters in Grand Theft Auto.
Or with the parent, the heritage.
Yeah, the parent thing.
That was stupid. And everybody looks so fucking ugly, too,
Hey, did you know you can use John Marston as one of the parents?
No, I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome.
Wait, you mean I didn't just have Jack? What the hell? How many kids did I have?
Well, that's not his kid. Remember? That was the whole thing.
That's my kid, son.
No, that was from the first one, man. That was from the first game.
Shit.
You find out that that's not his boy.
It's his son. Get out of here, man.
Don't you remember? She was a prostitute for the group.
Yeah, she was. Actually, it's my son, man. That was me and her son.
And she said it, and then eventually they said that it was Dutch. That was Dutch's kid. That was in the first game, man. This ain't no spoiler,
that, man. You spoiling shit for me.
No, man. That was part of the whole story.
Yeah. By the way,
go ahead, keep raising my kid. I hope you're doing a great job.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I like how Red Dead 2 has all the 3 playable characters. If you think about it, if you played Red Dead 1, Jack Marston's not the only playable character, so you get all 3 of them in this game. Pretty interesting. Like Jack, John Marston's there, his son's there, and you play as Arthur Morgan. So you get all.
Yo, man, where's Red Harlow? He must be dead.
Well, he is dead, But Red Harlow is in that world. Remember that Red Dead Revolver takes place before all of that, which is pretty cool.
That's true, yeah.
All right, next up, and this is a leftover question from Mr. Hashling and Slasher. Will we see another VR unit a year or two after the PS5 launches? Great question.
I would think so.
Yeah, and do you think that time frame is correct? 2 years? Because I don't think it's going to launch with it. I think it's going to be a little bit later.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I would think that like maybe they might launch with one just because of how much the tech has changed, and with especially with the new Oculus VR.
Okay, go ahead, Brett.
No, Manny brings up a good point. I think they'll launch with news of it. I think that they'll try and draw it out. They won't try and hit the market with a new console and a new VR headset at the same time. But I can see them launching the console and being like, next year we're going to be coming out with a new VR headset. So stay tuned, because that way, otherwise they're going to get around. They're going to get hit with people saying, so the whole setup with the new console and the new headset is going to cost upwards of blah blah. $1,200 or whatever.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, they're probably not gonna show it at, like it won't be launched with them, and maybe it'll be something on the side, just like it was, but just an update to it. They might introduce the idea of an update to it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking. They'll be like, they'll kind of as we'll get news of the console, and then as the console's releasing, we'll be getting the news of the new headset, which will kind of add fuel to the fire of getting the new console. So they'll kind of go for the 1-2 punch as opposed to just trying to throw them both out at market at the same time. But yeah, I think it'll coincide.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with like as Manny said, the new Oculus is apparently just
that thing's amazing. That thing's amazing. I mean, just the stuff that I've read about it, the stuff I've seen about it. It's
the wireless one. Yeah, man,
that thing's cool.
It's not just wireless. I mean, just all the technology has advanced so much.
How big is that battery then on it? It must be a heavy headset if it's wireless.
Apparently not.
No,
like a helmet. How do they pull it off?
Magic, man.
Gotta be that voodoo shit.
Whatever it is they got going on in it.
Got brujeria shit. I mean, they had some witch doctors show up at that meeting.
But it's like, imagine if they like, the thing is, and it's also at a good time too, because it's like, again, they're trying to hit that to try to get people that are not.
How much playtime do you get on that?
Oh,
that's the thing. I'm telling you,
didn't it say 20 hours or something?
Are you
kidding me on that? Don't quote me on that.
That's a radioactive box that they have on your head. It should explode you dead. Your head pops.
Oh, shit.
Because there is no way 20 hours. Are you kidding me? Apple is going to be banging on their door. Yo, how'd you make that shit happen?
Oh shit! It's already $349 at some of these places. Damn, for Black Friday, but it's the old one though. Where's the new shit?
The new one is like it's like, what is it, $499, right?
Yeah, dude. The new one is it's actually less expensive than the original one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's $399, which is what the PlayStation VR sold at, and it sold 2 million, so it did well. Did very, very well.
Did well.
Well, I have a question.
What is this question?
Do you think that for the next PS5 that they're going to get rid of that touchpad on the DualShock?
Apparently, I heard a rumor today. It's just a rumor, that it's going to have a touch screen on it. So they're going to the next level.
Why?
Yay, more battery wastage.
Yeah,
why
right.
do we need all this?
Battery life goes down to
that shit.
I just want a plastic controller with plastic buttons. I don't need touchy shit. I don't need glowy shit.
Hey, Adam, but now you can have your double screen. You know how you said you like doing that shit? There you go, man.
That's not gonna come on. You know that's not what I mean. That shit ain't gonna have half enough the fucking info we want. It's gonna be what is it gonna show up? Fucking text info. Oh, go left, go right.
You can have your map on it, I guess, like a 3. Yeah, either way, it's stupid. Don't do that, Sony. Don't do that. Get rid of the touch thing in general, But that's the rumor that apparently they're gonna have a touch screen on this shit,
So they're turning it into a Vita controller.
Yes.
Can you play games on this controller?
We could play games with the controller. But again, just a rumor. Just a rumor. Just a rumor. Take that with copious amounts of salt.
Actually, if they did the whole remote play thing where like you could actually have your game screen like on your PS4, or like I might fuck with that.
So basically a Switch then.
Yeah, well, I mean that would be the whole point. Is Sony would be like, how do we get some of the Switch market?
My thing is the battery draining thing. That's my problem.
It's unless they make it where we can finally swap out our batteries.
That would be nice,
That would be nice.
That would be nice, but that's not going to happen. They want you to peep by these fucking controllers. Oh, that would be so horrible if they do that, Like the touchpad is already bad enough,
Yeah.
Like, we don't need a fucking touch screen. It's ridiculous. All right, man. And you know what? I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna throw in Dio's other questions because we got to fill up time here. But don't make this a habit, people. Don't ask to start a million fucking questions. The next question is why is a funny one. Why is there a Monster Hunter movie being made but no Dino Crisis movie? Simple, because Monster Hunter makes money.
Don't like dinosaurs. That's why. Next question.
Yeah, no, it's simple because Dino Crisis, nobody gives a fuck about that. They care about Monster Hunter though. You know.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's in the zeitgeist.
It's in the zeitgeist. There you go.
That's why they're making it. If they made a new Dino Crisis game, you sure as shit, and it did well, sure as shit, they'll be making a new one.
I agree. Yeah, they would make a.
How much you want to bet there's another Resident Evil movie being made since this new other one is coming?
Yeah, they already said they're rebooting the whole franchise.
See, look, there you go.
Because it's making
they're rebooting Shrek also. The guys that did the Despicable Me.
Whatever.
The Despicable Me guys that were doing.
So it's gonna have those. It's not gonna be about Shrek. It's just gonna be about these other.
It's gonna be about Donkey.
No, it's still gonna be Shrek. It's the people that do Despicable Me. That's all they want to bring back. Now the thing is, are the actors coming back? Is Eddie Murphy and everybody? That I don't know. Might be different voice actors.
Call Tyler Perry. He ain't doing nothing now. He's ending Medea, right? Put him in it.
Man.
Yeah, all right. So that's a pretty simple one because it makes money. That's why.
That's why they're doing it, man.
I just love this question. Why is Nintendo's online so booty?
I don't know. Maybe because you're not paying enough for it.
Oh, yeah, pay more. You know,
pay more money.
You pay for what you get. You know, so they're like, hey, this is it.
Well, I really think I'll tell you the real reason why. Because it's Nintendo, and they don't know anything about online, and they don't want to look at anybody else who does online.
Yeah,
I have the one issue that I have, and I'm surprised that they haven't resolved this because it's not so much of an issue, but it's a missing feature that popped up real quick on the 3DS, but for some reason takes forever on this shit. Themes. Why can't we fucking have themes already?
They've never had themes on those.
Yeah, they had on the 3DS. They had themes with background music and all kinds of craziness. There's a shitload of themes on the 3DS. There's no themes on this. It's either black or white. Take it or leave it.
That's crazy.
I don't get it.
All right, but yeah, I don't have an answer because Nintendo's Nintendo. That's why it's booty.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking at it what anybody else is doing.
Yeah, they never do. They never did.
They're just kind of trying to, they're trying to trip and fall over their own way into finding the right way to do it.
Yeah, no, like like I always said, my analogy is like Nintendo's out there, like, all right, man, we're gonna invent this thing called a wheel. Somebody goes, yo, my man, they already got them, right? You just look over there. It's like, no, we're gonna do this shit ourselves. We're gonna figure this out. But of course the Nintendo fans are like, this is the first time. It's okay. It's like, no, but internet has been around forever. Like Sony learned, Microsoft has mastered it. That's not an excuse. Oh, this is Nintendo's first foray. There's gonna be some bumps. Get the fuck out of here.
They've been around forever.
All you need to do is just look at what everybody else is doing and then copy it and then just make it slightly different.
Yeah,
it's just like how reformat is called a restore on Macs. You know what I mean? It's the same shit, just a different name.
Yeah, instead of enter, it's return. It's the same shit. It's interesting. Wii U had better online, did it? I don't know. Of course,
but I think people like those social things, like the 3DS had the Street Pass and those games, and I think Wii U had some of the similar stuff. And Switch, they just said,
like, nah,
whatever.
We ain't giving you nothing for free. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think, and that's the case. I think because Nintendo does this, they look at everything very in a monolithic sense. Like you have a toy company that hasn't stopped being a toy company since like 1900, being a video game maker. They threw the baby out with the bathwater. The Wii U failed, so it's like this doesn't work. But it's like, no, people love the social aspects of like the picto chats and all this stuff. They love that. But no, they threw it all away. They said all of it doesn't work. Throw it away. People want a plain Jane console. As a matter of fact, don't even put any video. Look how long it took to get one streaming service on there, and now they just got YouTube, right? They threw the baby out with the bathwater. That's how they always think. Like until their thinking hasn't changed in forever, and I don't know if it ever will.
I don't think it will. This is Nintendo we're talking about, All right. Hey, thank you, Glorious War, for asking a question and thus keeping the show going. All right. we've kind of had a variation of this, but why the fuck not? Mostly because I just want to read this. This is interesting. Have you guys ever felt a profound emotional response while playing a game? Last night I was playing Tetris Effect in VR. Let's just say it was a religious experience. Damn, son, that's crazy.
Having a religious experience? What did they do, man?
I heard it.
You know what, man? You know what happened? You know what I think happened with this guy? It was like people who watch 2001 for the first time. They're like, "Oh shit, I saw God," you know.
I didn't think that when I first saw it.
No, because you're not crazy, but some people did, you know. But yeah, this. I mean, you know, because people have asked us, did we ever did a video game ever make us cry? This is more just, have you ever had a profound experience while playing a game? Like, oh shit.
Profound experience.
I have.
Go ahead, Brett.
Breath of the Wild.
Would you kindly?
What?
Oh, BioShock, really?
Yeah, man. Like, I really, it actually, that's the kind of thing that stuck with me for a couple of days after that. Because the whole premise was somebody's just asking you in the right context and the right way to do something, and you'll go out of your way and commit horrible atrocities. Like, it actually made me think about my actions as a gamer, in a very meta way. Like, I was like, oh my God, I have been going around just murdering people, just shooting people in the face and stealing shit and ruthlessly eating little girls because I don't know why I've been doing this. It's like, well, it's because I asked, would you kindly? I used the code word. And you're like, motherfuck, I just kind of assumed I was just doing what the game told me because I didn't have anything else. Like, you just kind of take that idea for granted, and actually kind of turns the mirror on you and kind of makes you think about, you know, why did you do all these things? Just because I told you to?
Well, I mean, the other thing is that because you have no other choice.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
you go into a video game. You go into a video game knowing that you're going to be doing something. So,
no, I'm aware of that. Just I hadn't even thought, like, I hadn't tested the idea of it, if I hadn't even tried to do other things or thought about doing things. I was like, all right, cool, zapping people with electricity, shoot people with fire, like, yeah, whatever. I mean, that was one of the more profound things that struck me in video games. I can't think of anything. I do know what he's talking about, and I'll be honest, I think to have that kind of profound, like, oh my God kind of thing, like, that's the thing I've heard a lot of people, for people playing good VR games. It's just due to a lot of stimulation and more immersion than you're used to. So I think that's what he's saying, and that kind of thing is really hard to get outside of VR. Geometry Wars was the last one that really, I mean, like, you get so hyper focused on the game that the world just falls away. That's the closest I can think of, outside of VR at least. Because I think he's saying, have you had like a profound moment, like not even necessarily just something that stuck with you or something that made you happy or something that made you happy, just like a moment where it was just like you said, profound, where it all hits you at once, either, you know, the reality or the nature of things, or the things that you've been doing, or the way you've been looking at the world, or even just a feeling.
Like Grand Theft Auto 3, just for the first time experiencing a huge open world like that. Like, what is this? You know, this is massive. Is this real? Can I really drive anywhere?
Yo, okay, so the first time I saw that game, I was, you know, at Evil Chris's house, right? And you know how many times I asked him, like, wait. So you're telling me I can go anywhere I want? Like, I couldn't fathom that. Like, I'm like, what do you mean? I could go over there. Like, yeah, you go over there. Like, what do you mean? And then he's like, then he drives there. I'm like, shit, you actually went there. I'm like, can you go there? Like, my brain couldn't comprehend that.
Yeah.
You know,
it was amazing. It was
everywhere.
It was a game changer. Definitely a game changer.
You know, for me, the one I'm thinking about right now is the first Metal Gear game, man. Like, and it's gonna sound really stupid, but just the intro, you know, when you're seeing the credits rolling and it's like a fucking movie, and then you get out the water and the credits are still playing as you're playing the game. That fucked me up. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, it just felt
right now.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was there when you were playing. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, even when I'm like, man, you're playing right now? He's like, yeah, I'm playing right now. And then he makes circle. I'm like, you're playing right now, but the credits are still there. Like, how is that even possible? You know? And then another one was also Metal Gear. I was playing Metal Gear Solid 3. That intro, you know, with the boss, and you get betrayed, you get fucked up. And then after 2 hours of that, the title screen comes up and the music, I'm like, oh shit, that was just the intro? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, oh, that fuck, till this day, that fucks me up, you know? Like, and I'm still chasing for that feeling in a game. No other game has ever been able to give me that, you know? Like, damn, really? Really? You could do that in a game? This is crazy, you know?
I think also nowadays it's a little bit harder to you know, get you to that point because you know, a lot of things have already been done. You know?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, can we ever have like a gaming experience that feels fresh and new? I don't know if we can. You know, I think the last version of that I had was last gen. You know, like playing Uncharted 2 was like, oh my fuck, this is the craziest thing ever. Mass Effect 2 was another one, you know. But yeah, this gen, like, there's been really good experiences I've had, but nothing where I'm like a profound experience. You know what I'm saying?
Even the Nemesis system and
no, that was really good, but it wasn't like profound. It was just like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah, that was neat. I just love. Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, I just love getting ambushed where they're like Ranger, and the guy comes out and you see his name and everything. I was like, oh my god, I was just picking flowers, dude. What's going on?
Yeah, it's like, you know, the guy comes up and he has like shit around his neck. I'm like, wait, didn't I cut your head off, motherfucker? He's like, you cut me head off, and I'm gonna cut yours off. I'm like, oh shit. You know,
after like the 5th time they came back, you're like, how are you more patched together?
You know. But yeah, that's for me. What about Brian? What about you? Because you're interesting because you don't really care about that sort of stuff. You're just like you just play games for the gameplay experience. So, you know, anything hits you?
I will always bring up Spec Ops the line for that.
Okay.
Games where it's like you get like as you're going through it like first time around, you don't quite understand, and you think it's just like, okay, it's like a normal run-of-the-mill type third-person action military shooter, and then when you play it for the second time, you're like, oh, I'm an asshole. Oh, I feel bad now. I'm like sit in the corner now and like think about what I've done. It's really hard to talk about the game without actually telling you like the main twist in the whole thing. But yeah, it really just stuck with me for like quite a bit. Because it's just like, this is weird.
Well, part of it is based on the you know, the what is it, the book that Apocalypse Now was based on.
By the way,
Heart of Darkness.
Yeah, does the thing that happened to me in Red Dead count? Because that fucked me up for a day, where I robbed that family.
Oh, don't tell us.
Does that count?
Didn't get there. Spoiler.
Yeah, Brett, does that count?
I think it actually kind of does.
I think it might. You know.
I mean, I don't think it necessarily counts in like the thing he had was very unique, and like I said, I think it's limited to just most of the time. I think it's limited to VR just because it's a new way to approach gaming that honestly a lot of people like the first time I put on a VR headset, I was still just like, holy shit, I can lean over, I can look at the wheels of a race car. It was just a demo. So you're not necessarily going to get that oh my, I've seen God kind of thing. But for the nature of the question, yes, Tony, I think that applies.
Yeah, and I think I did tell the story last week actually, where, you know, like I said, I go in there and I plan not to kill anybody. I end up killing somebody, and you know the kid is crying. Meanwhile, I still rob the place. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me, man? You know. And then obviously in hindsight, I could have hogtied that guy. But yeah, I go in there, I kill this guy's father. He's screaming, you know, he's crying, and I'm like, oh man, I feel horrible. Loot. Man, but that stuck me for a day. I'm like, damn, I'm a horrible person.
Was he a little kid or?
No, he was like a teenager. You know, he was like a teenager.
Oh, I took him out too.
Like basically, I was like, yo, I'm the dude that killed Batman's parents right now, son. Oh, like this motherfucker's gonna come. That's the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption 3, man.
Wait. We disagree. What did you do, Adam?
I killed everybody.
Damn, you killed the kid too.
I killed everybody. if this is the same mission that I'm thinking of, that with the stagecoach.
No, it's not a stagecoach. No.
No, that he tells you to go to this guy's house, that they have something.
Oh yes, that's the funny thing about that house. Yes, I do go back to the house, but when I went there, it was empty. The kid left.
You went back at night.
No, because what happened is I did that mission because remember, you know how they tell you like, hey, in this house there's some shit, you should go check it out.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then like a bunch of missions later, I went back to that same house, but it was already empty, you know. But we had the same experience. But basically, when I went in there, I saw the son and the father arguing because the father was like a deadbeat drunk or whatever, right? So I was just chilling in the cut, right?
Did you find the sister?
No, no.
Because remember. That they said the guy tells the story. He was like, there was a girl that was known to be part of that family, and that they tie her up in the house, and no one ever sees her leave.
Oh shit! Ooh, no,
I was looking for her. I could not. That's the other reason why I killed them both. Because once I heard that story, I'm like, they're not good people. Yeah. You know. So, and then they were getting all crazy, and I just said, forget it. I went boom, boom, killed them both in the doorway. Just walked in.
Because to me,
I don't think it's the same people that you're talking about.
No, I think it is. I think it might actually. It could be different people. You're right about that.
You're on them. You're with the older dude. You're with somebody.
No, when I did it, I went by myself. I was completely on my own. You know, and it was like a
not the rich family.
No, this is not.
It's like a poor black family.
Oh no,
the rich family. The rich family, you can find her.
All right, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, no,
all right, no more
spoilers.
Well, no,
I mean,
we won't spoil anybody. Yep,
it's not something that'll change anything, but you find out you can find her.
All right, I need to find her.
Yeah. I see Black Metal Gamer. He goes, I lassoed the dad. Yeah, that's what I didn't know that. I was like, he pulled a gun on me, so I got to kill him. You know, Law of the West.
Or you could have just shot his hand. You could have did the dead eye and just shot.
I could have done, but I'm like. Kill. That's it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You're the kill.
Like a cop.
Yeah, I'm not. In this game, I don't shoot to wound. I shoot to kill.
That's what they say. You know, cops say that's the law. You're
that is the law.
Guy pulls a gun. That is. People don't understand that. If you draw your weapon, it's to kill. It's not to wound.
Yeah. You remember Mike, right? Adam. His dad was a cop, and that's what he told us. Like, listen, when we shoot, we don't aim for.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of buddies from my fraternity that became cops, and that was it. They always say it all the time. Like, oh, did you hear about the shooting? Damn right. If the guy takes his gun out, it's to kill. So he did his job.
Yeah, that's always
whether we're good or bad. It's debatable. It's just that when they take it out, it's to kill.
Yeah, that stuck with me. I do that in video games. I'm like, okay, that guy pulls a gun on me. That's it. I'm killing. You know. I'm killing. I'm not Terminator 2, you know.
The funny thing is, you're not Terminator 2. You're Terminator 1.
Yes.
You're like, are you Sarah Connor?
Exactly. Yeah, you ass and you popper, man. Go ahead.
Oh, I just antagonize the shit out of people to get them to draw their weapon.
Yeah. By the way, I was on the mountains today, just going around. There was a fucking Buddhist monk there. So
there is.
Yeah, so I'm antagonizing the guy. He wasn't budging. He just looked at me, and then he goes right back. I was like, but I wanted to push him off the mountain, but I didn't. Maybe I should have. I don't know.
Dude, and this is one thing I don't know if any of you have tried. Have you tried repeatedly antagonizing and diffusing the situation?
No.
Because the lines he says are fucking hilarious. Like, some guy will, like, bump into him and be like, what if we go outside? And be like, oh, big tough man, huh? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm feeling so today. And we're like, all right, calm down. And be like, all right. They'll start to walk away, and they'll say something like, because you couldn't handle it. And the guy will be like, what'd you say? I said, move along your way. All right. Because I will shoot you where you stand. What?
That's awesome. I got to try that.
You can keep going back and forth with them, yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah,
you can push their buttons, basically.
I was trying to antagonize that fucking Buddhist monk, but he wasn't having it, you know? Oh man! All right. Where the fuck are we? And
what are you sitting there for?
Black Metal Gamer asked us 2 questions, so thank you, sir. Black. All right. What do you want the next Zelda game to be like? Like Ocarina of Time.
I want it to be a totally different genre of game, just like Zelda 2 was.
Oh, fuck you!
Yeah, I make it like Ocarina of Time, and I'll be happy, man. There you go.
I mean, that's pretty close. I just do what you did and do away with the weapon fragility system. Nobody likes it.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
because I was gonna say, like, I don't want an open world Zelda game, but you know what? I am fine with it as long as you get rid of the weapon fragility. Because if it wasn't for that, I would love the fucking game. You know,
the game is basically it's basically a spiritual successor to what Ocarina of Time was.
Yeah, it's a Ocarina of Time but bigger. You know,
that's what I said. I mean, they were saying it's like original Zelda, just bigger.
Kind of.
I mean, it kind of is. It's a really good, and it goes back to the roots and the best entries into the franchise. But that fucking fragility system.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I feel like the fragility.
Yeah, you know what you want? You want Wanda Gamelon, right?
I want the Wand of Gamelon. Yeah.
Oh no!
I'd be like, that'd be amazing. You know, it would be great. You know, like, cause you know what happened? What sucks, right? Like, you know, especially when movies and you know, and video games, when they do remakes, you know, and they you know do remakes of games that already did well. Do remakes of bad games and make them good. I want to see that.
Ooh, that's interesting.
So yeah, if you take Wand of Gamelon and you take that shit and make that thing awesome. What about that one?
By the Black Metal Gamer goes, Ocarina of Time built from the ground up remade. They already have that on 3DS, my man. They did remake that whole game.
He wants a remake.
He wants
okay. Remake. I got one as a Zelda nerd. Okay, so the timeline of Zelda is generally regarded to be split up into 3 different timelines, right?
Yeah, it's 3 now. It used to be 2. You know?
Yeah. I want to see a game take place in the timeline that branches off if the Hero of Time lost in Ocarina of Time. The darkest timeline version.
Okay. You mean the main timeline?
That is the main one, isn't it?
Yeah, like because if in Ocarina of Time he fails, that makes their first Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh no, I guess that's true, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be in the original timeline.
That's the worst thing. Yeah, it ends up on the NES original Zelda's that timeline.
And does anything come after that?
Zelda 2 comes after that?
I mean, we don't talk about that.
Manny
what it happens
it.
is there.
Manny talks about it.
I talk about it.
That game was terrible.
I don't know if anything follows after on that timeline. I know it's original Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2 are in the worst case scenario timeline.
I like what Barry says. He goes, I want a Zelda game, but with motorcycles. Oh, wait. That's right.
I'm okay with them maturing the franchise a little bit.
You want Zelda Man.
Yeah. Yeah,
not even Zelda Man. Just like
not Zelda Man. Excuse me, Link Man. Sorry,
Link Man. There you go. I'm ready to. You know, I like where they went with this one. I wouldn't be opposed to them doing. I feel like they can go a little grittier without losing the whimsical. It might actually work really well together. So I wouldn't mind a little bit more. Yeah, just kind of gritty Zelda game. Keep what you got. Ditch the weapon fragility. Let Link be a little older. Let it be a little bit more PG-13 than PG.
Okay, 2 things from Black Metal Gamer. First of all, he goes, why is Zelda 2 frowned upon? I like it. And the second one, this one's funny. I want an older middle-aged Link with a master's axe and a Viking beard. There you go, Brett. Not a master sword,
and he has a son.
Yeah.
He has a son.
Well, you know that I don't even give a shit like what weapon he has. I just wanted to see. I wanted him to have the Triforce of Courage. God damn it!
Your mother was named Zelda. Oh no,
boy, that'd be hilarious. All right, anybody else? What do you want from the next Zelda? Crickets, nothing. All right, moving on here.
No, I think you just take. Well, look, they need to stop reinventing the wheel, like you said. Just take Breath of the Wild, fix it up, do a sequel to that game, do it in that. Do it along that timeline. Don't go like fucking crazy. And it's like, oh, this is after Wind Waker. And here's all the water, and everybody looks like a cartoon again. It's gonna take us 6 years to make this game. Like, no, just stop it.
Stop it. Oh man. All right, and the last question here is: would you like Castlevania to have a game based on the animated series done in 2D by Arc System Works?
Oh shit!
Dude, I want to see a Castlevania. Huh? I want to see a Castlevania get a Breath of the Wild, especially after watching the anime. Like, I wouldn't mind roaming Dracula's lands and actually like going to different places. It's the only way. I was like, now I'm actually open to an open world Castlevania. I'm probably the only person on the panel who thinks that.
No, I'm down with that. I don't think Konami's going to do that. You know.
It's hard enough getting them to make a Bloodborne.
It's hard enough.
Castlevania.
It's hard enough getting them to make a good Castlevania. Period. You know. Yeah, right. Look at Lords of Shadow, man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about games that need to be erased from history forever? You know.
But I mean, you could pretty much just take what Breath of the Wild is, use it as a template, build Castlevania on it, and it'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, or just take Dark Souls and make it actual open world. There you go. There's your Castlevania game.
Oh, I don't think they're ever going to take Castlevania that real. Like that fucking dark.
They should.
Yeah, they should.
They should. I don't think they're going to though.
But Bloodborne and Dark Souls is Castlevania if you think about it. You know?
It absolutely is. But Castlevania isn't R. It's PG-13.
You can make it R. What are
you talking about?
It's PG-13. What are you talking about? You know,
I mean, have you seen the male genitalia in fucking Symphony of the Night and the blood that squirts out of every monster that you kill?
Yeah, those are not PG-13 games. They're bloody as fuck, man. Even the
but they're like a cartoony gore.
No,
they're like a cartoony gore.
Yeah, not. But the thing is, you can say that about Bloodborne too, because they got monsters and shit. You know, like it's already over the top when you have monsters in it. You know, but Castlevania has always been that. But even the shitty Lords of Shadow games were rated M. You know.
Yeah, I guess so.
So that'd be cool. You know, why not? All right, we're done here. So again, Manny, plug stuff.
Yes. I am going to be at Anime NYC this year. If you're in the New York area, on the 16th through the weekend, I will be there all weekend, signing stuff, doing some art, saying hello to folks. Tony might show up on Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. And that'll be at the Jacob Javits Center. So hope to see you there. And yeah, thanks.
All right. Couple pluggy things. So yeah, Tuesday I'm gonna do some game for you. I'm probably gonna do Battlefield. Because it's funny, I asked you guys, do you want me to play Battlefield or Hitman? Hitman won, but then nobody showed up to the stream, so I cut it short. Like, come on, guys, really? You know, it's like, because I think the thing got over 100 votes. I'm like, there was only 2 motherfuckers in that chat, me and Barry Burton, you know? So I cut that off. So I'm like, let me try Battlefield. So I'll play that for you guys on Tuesday. Manny will probably be back on Wednesday with Throwdown Draws. Chris will be back whenever when is it, Chris? Saturday for Castlevania again?
Yeah, we'll keep on Castlevania.
Yeah. Thursday, you already know Throwdown. Manny, you're going to be on that episode?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be leaving a little earlier in the evening. I might even be in the area.
Yeah, and
Carlos will be back after the honeymoon.
Carlos will be back on Thursday too, people. You know, after the honeymoon, you know, with his new Korean wife. You know, so it'll be crazy, man.
This is exciting.
Oh, man. All right, guys. So thank you for watching and listening. Leave us your questions in the comment section of this episode on YouTube or over on the Coalition. We'll answer them on next week's show. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. And before we leave, I do want to give a special shout-out to the Coalition, who today celebrated its 10-year anniversary as a website, people.
Wow, nice.
Which is pretty cool. So, and shout out to them for obviously hosting us for all these years, you know. So, I'm going to be on one of their shows soon, and hopefully we get some of you guys in here to be on their shows too. So it'll be a month-long celebration, man.
It's a celebration, bitches.
It's a celebration, bitches, exactly. All right, man. So once again, our show is Tony Polanco, and shout joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Brett Murdoch.
It's been real.
Adam Vale.
Have a good week, everybody.
And Brian Manjoma.
Fuck the Mario Kart 8 Blue Shell.
I turned it off.
Well, you could turn that shit off?
Yeah, if you go to options, you could turn all that shit off.
Damn.
No more cheating. I turned all that shit off. With straight up racing.
Fucking sucks, man. All right, guys, we'll see.
Settings there we go again. Go into your settings.
I don't even do that. I was like, press start. I'm going into the game, man.
You don't understand. Settings is a game in itself. You go in there and you tweak everything.
Yeah, man. I don't fuck with that stuff. All right, guys. Later.
Later, guys.
Later.
See ya.